No, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. It's not what you think.
The internet's busiest music nerd, aka Anthony Fantano, is a long-known YouTuber who has made reviews based on music. Some of his takes are hot, and some of his takes can piss people off on Twitter.
Now, for a moment, I thought he kind of dug everything out of this sound that he could in that song, but then he kind of dips into this one more time with butchered tongue. Surprising considering up until this point, this record has been very careful not to repeat itself too much. But yeah, considering how disconnected from everything else the themes and lyrical topics of this track are, really Hosier's love of language and different cultures and locations
on the globe. I imagine he really could have taken this song into a million different directions stylistically, but yet he just didn't, and I think its full potential is sort of lost as a result.
Personally, I kind of wish he rated this album just a little bit higher, but that's just my opinion. Oh my god, he rated a Triple Red album a 7 out of 10! Oh wait, he rated that Magdalena Bay album 9 out of 10. Okay, maybe he's actually valid. Holy fucking shit!
You take that back! Joji's music is the goddamn best!
Alright, I'm sorry. Am I annoying you? I'm sorry. I'm annoying you.
Okay, so I see that he made a new video talking about the Marty Supreme. I'm going to click it. Yikes.
But based on your dumb self clicking on this video, you're here for me to talk about Marty Supreme. Wait, you didn't know that Anthony Fantano has talked about movies? I mean, he's made 5 videos about movies. Alright, let's keep this short and brief. Marty Supreme is the new 2025 movie starring Timothée Chalamet, directed by now directed by Josh Safdie. It is a movie about ping pong, and I think that's all you really need to know.
I'd say that does the trick. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it.
The reason why I'm talking about this movie is because Anthony Fantano has made a video about this movie, and he's made videos about movies before, and I actually really liked his opinions, like his Beau is Afraid review. But something about this one pissed off the film Twitter audience, so let's see what he said about the movie below.
Biscuit nugget and a biscuit nugget, biscuit nugget and a biscuit nugget, biscuit nugget and a biscuit. Give it on.
And talk about how his dick is young and restless in some bars that aren't exactly up to snuff.
Okay. I remember when me and my friends were talking about this bar specifically. My friend was like, how is that a bar? And me and him were just trying to explain that it's just like a simple flex that like, oh, he's flexing that he's rich like that or something. And my friend was so confused by the bar itself that like we had to go on the Genius website to search it up, and basically it's a specific like reference that Ryan Reynolds owns some like he owns some like soccer team, and that he's flexing that his rapid game is as big as Ryan Reynolds' soccer team that he owns. I guess I don't really know. I mean, that's what I read on Genius, so yeah, I just think it was funny to talk about that bar with my friend. So, yeah.
If I could start with my broadest critique, I would say that this movie really has no inner dialogue whatsoever, very little in the way of any subtext, which is odd for a film of this length.
Okay, that's a weird take to have with this movie. I mean, with the way that this movie was directed and how it's telling its story, I feel like an internal dialogue is not necessary for this film, since the dialogue in this movie already tells you Marty's goals in the movie without needing Marty to say in his head what he wants in a movie. We're already being shown that, which is what I needed to say.
And while Marty as a character does have interesting baseline characteristics, like the fact that he is an internationally competitive ping pong player, we get no sense of how he came to this talent, how he maintains it, and he puts no real value on it himself throughout the movie. Again, he barely works at any point to hone it, and he thinks nothing of cheapening it for the worst kind of short-term gain. Also, never at any point does Marty display a love or obsession with ping pong or the intricacies of the sport.
The movie uses the physical performances of the people playing ping pong to show the love and intricacies. Oh my god, did I really struggle with that word? Of the sport. Also, to answer the question of him saying that there's no context behind his skill and how he got good at the sport, the movie isn't a regular biopic movie where it tells you everything you need to know about Marty as a character. The movie is clearly more interested in how Marty will get to the championships rather than telling you the entire story of how Marty as a character is good at the sport, since Josh is showing you with the physical performances of how good he is at the sport already.
Marty, as a person, is kind of a massive piece of shit, which isn't inherently a bad thing. I mean, sometimes evil does win, and I do occasionally love an anti-hero. But the thing is, Marty Supreme never forces Marty to reckon with his bad behavior, his evil ways, through either an inner dialogue or voice, or any kind of serious consequences for his actions. Actually, the plot and characters in this movie just straight up reward Marty for 2 hours as he develops into a shittier and shittier person.
You're saying that Marty does not face consequences for his actions? Well, that's not true. For example, in the beginning of the movie, Marty steals $700 from his cousin's shop in order to fund his trip to get to the championship. But all his earnings get taken away from him as he comes back to New York from his cousin, since he owes his cousin the money back that he stole from him.
Actually, the plot and characters in this movie just straight up reward Marty for 2 hours as he develops into a shittier and shittier person.
I mean, do they though? Those characters that Marty screw over get nothing out of Marty's shenanigans. If anything, they only get rewarded with more trouble than they don't even deserve. I mean, one of the characters gets impregnated and now has a baby that they never wanted and are now living a life that they don't want to, since Marty left that character for 6 months, by the way, with no warning or him telling that character at all that he'd be gone.
Again, what makes this movie awful isn't just that Marty is a bad guy, it's that the film itself and the progression of events essentially okays this behavior and says, yeah, that's fine. If you just like repeatedly act this way forever, it'll all work out.
I mean, the movie is saying that ambition is worth chasing for if it means getting what you want, but I feel like the movie is also against ambition in a way, being very cautionary about those kind of actions. People are allowed to pursue their ambitions at their fullest, but if they're doing it in such negative ways that it is hurting others and they're not being responsible for their own actions, then they really need to think about if their actions that is driving them to their ambition are worth achieving that dream for.
So yeah, going into this movie, the message, believe me, is not like get inspired, be determined, hone a talent, and then one day you can dream big and be at the top of the world. No, the message is more like, hey, if you didn't know, you could basically force and riz your way through any situation so long as you're coercive enough and callous enough to just push people into the things you want them to do.
Jesus, you sound like those moms that, like, watch the movie and are like, oh, this movie, it's a terrible movie. The problem with your review is that you're taking this whole movie from face value. You're only looking at this movie from the face value actions that you see it as. You're not really thinking about what those actions complete to, but you're also not paying attention to the movie at all. The guy gets punished for his actions throughout the movie, and the ending of the movie isn't exactly encouraging you to be like this person. Rather, the movie is saying that Marty, now that he has had this baby, can now become a father, and maybe, hopefully one day, grows up and faces his actions as a true adult. The whole movie, he's been an immature 23-year-old chasing his dreams and causing a bunch of trouble for people that don't deserve that kind of trouble. And the movie is criticizing him for chasing his dream in a way that is damaging other people, and him avoiding any kind of responsibility for his actions. And the movie punishes him for being an awful character by not even letting him, at the end of the movie, go to the actual tournament. He was way too late to be at the tournament, and they wouldn't change the I'm sorry. I'm just like really mad. They wouldn't change the ballot itself to enter him in. They're like, fuck that, we're not putting you in just because you want to be in it. You were already way too late. So his only chance at proving that he is the best is winning that sponsorship game that he's supposed to lose in the first place. But the Kevin O'Leary guy only allowed him to be in that game to just watch him be humiliated on national television. Maybe you still may not agree with his actions, and that's okay, but at least for the way I see it, the guy at least should get some kind of, I don't know, credit. Or he's basically saying that Marty needs to grow up as a person. I'm glad that he achieved his ambition, but now hopefully in the future, with him having this baby, he can move on from this ambition to a new path that would hopefully lead him into a more responsible future and maybe be a better person. Okay, if you don't want to watch a movie about a flawed person getting what he wants, that's fine. If that's not what you didn't like, that's fine. But I want to at least acknowledge the points that this movie made by saying that he doesn't really get everything that he wants. I feel like the movie shows that Marty doesn't get everything that he wants, especially with the ending and third act. I mean, the whole movie is about him struggling to make money so that he could go on his trip to Japan to enter a tournament, but at the end of the movie, he doesn't even get to go to the tournament anyway. So I feel like he doesn't really get what he wants, but by winning that tournament, he is allowed to finally move on from his dreams and finally mature as a human being. I feel like this movie is trying to engage an audience with saying that it's nice to get what you want, it's nice for you to achieve your dreams, but at least achieve it in a very responsible way. And if you're achieving it in this narcissistic fashion, you're never really going to truly feel satisfied of your dream, and people won't really care if you get your dreams anyway, because you just keep pushing them away. By being an empathetic person and caring for the people that you love and being responsible for your own actions, maybe you could show that your dream is worth something and that people can see that you truly deserve it, which I feel is the whole point of the movie. I just wanted to make this video talking about this awful review by Fantano, and hopefully if he ever makes another movie video review, I'll watch it no matter what, because I actually kind of like his movie video reviews. I wonder what he would do next, and hopefully he wakes up or actually pays attention next time when he watches the next movie. Alright, see ya. Bye. I mean, what was your thoughts on Marty Supreme? This guy has no thoughts whatsoever.